In the winter of 1433, the vastest armada the world had ever seen anchored at the mouth of the Yangtze River, shrouded in morning haze. 300 colossal wooden leviathans sat motionless, their red dragon banners fluttering gently against the pale horizon. They carried over 28,000 men, astronomers, physicians, diplomats, and sailors who had charted the known world. At the center of it all stood Admiral Zheng He, a man whose visionary voyages had united distant oceans under the Ming Star. For 3 decades, his grand expeditions brought back ivory, porcelain trades, exotic wildlife, and ambassadors from 30 nations. Yet, as the 7th expedition returned home, a dark shift was quietly unfolding inside the high stone walls of the Forbidden City. The visionary Emperor Yongle had passed, and his successors faced mounting economic crises and northern frontier threats. Deep within the imperial court, a powerful faction of conservative Confucian scholars saw the ocean voyages as reckless extravagance. Leading this faction was Minister Liu Daxia, a brilliant bureaucrat convinced that China's destiny lay inward, protected behind land walls. Liu Daxia believed the ocean logs contained dangerous ideas and caused ruinous expenditure during times of famine. When Zheng He presented his final voyage reports, he was met not with grand celebrations, but cold, bureaucratic silence. The young Xuan emperor, under heavy pressure from his advisors, issued a fateful decree restricting maritime travel. The Great Fleet was ordered to remain docked at Longjiang shipyards, forbidden from ever putting to sea again. Sailors were reassigned to repair the Grand Canal, while shipbuilders were forced to abandon their specialized craft. Zheng He, aging and weary, realized his life's work was on the verge of being erased from history entirely. In secret, the admiral gathered his most trusted cartographers in a secluded monastery outside Nanjing. Together, they worked through the night, compiling master copies of the star charts, coastal routes, and ocean currents. These maps contained knowledge that no Western navigator would discover for another 100 years. Zheng He hid one set of these precious master charts inside a sealed bronze canister buried deep beneath a stone stele. Shortly after, in 1435, Admiral Zheng He passed away, taking the true extent of his nautical secrets to the grave. With the admiral gone, Minister Liu Daxia initiated a systematic plan to purge the state archives of all naval records. Official ministry clerks were ordered to confiscate every logbook, journal, and blueprint from the naval offices. When senior officials demanded to know where the grand voyage logs had gone, Liu Daxia made a startling confession. He claimed he had burned the entire collection of documents to prevent future emperors from repeating the costly mistakes. For centuries, historians accepted Liu Daxia's word, believing the greatest maritime archives had vanished in fire. Meanwhile, the magnificent treasure ships tied to the Nanjing banks began their long, heartbreaking decay. Seawater corroded the intricate iron fittings, and weeds choked the dry docks where giants had once been crafted. In 1500, a new imperial edict made it a capital crime to build multi-masted ships, sealing China's maritime isolation. The world's greatest naval power dismantled its own fleet, leaving the global ocean routes completely open to European explorers. Yet rumors persisted among private scholars that Minister Liu Daxia had not actually destroyed the records. Private family journals discovered decades later hinted at a quiet, brilliant deception orchestrated within the Ministry of War. Liu Daxia, bound by Confucian duty yet respecting knowledge, may have hidden the master logs in private archives. He claimed destruction to satisfy anti-expedition hardliners, while ensuring the irreplaceable maps remained preserved. In the late 1930s, during archaeological digs near Nanjing, researchers made an astonishing physical discovery. They uncovered the buried foundation of the Longjiang shipyards, including a colossal rudder post over 11 meters long. Calculations based on the rudder proved that Zheng He's flagships were indeed over 400 feet in length. Skeptics who had long claimed the Ming treasure ships were a myth were suddenly confronted with undeniable physical evidence. And then, in 1961, a temple renovation near Chang'an revealed the forgotten stone stele erected by Zheng He himself. Carved into the granite were exact dates, crew numbers, and coordinates of all 7 transoceanic expeditions. The inscription read, "We have traversed more than 100,000 leagues of immense water spaces and beheld colossal waves." The stone stele had preserved what court politics had tried so desperately to bury under administrative silence. Further discoveries in private collections revealed copies of the Mao Kun map, the direct descendant of Zheng He's star charts. These maps detailed precise sailing instructions from East Africa to the Strait of Malacca with astonishing accuracy. It became clear that while the Armada was destroyed, the core spirit of discovery had quietly survived across generations. Modern maritime engineers marvel at the advanced watertight bulkhead technology that made these timber ships virtually unsinkable. Each vessel was divided into separate sealed sections, preventing seawater from flooding the entire ship during collisions. This structural innovation was not adopted in Western shipbuilding until several centuries later. Had China maintained its naval presence, the entire political landscape of the modern world might have looked fundamentally different. Instead, the decision to look inward transformed China from a global sea power into a continental fortress. The decision was not born of weakness, but of a philosophical choice to prioritize internal stability over overseas expansion. Yet the human urge to explore the unknown horizon cannot be suppressed forever by imperial edicts. Today, Nanjing has built a dedicated park honoring the Longjiang shipyards where the wooden fleet was birthed. Visitors walk along the ancient dry docks, gazing into the quiet waters that once cradled the greatest armada on Earth. Full-scale modern replicas of Zheng He's ships have been reconstructed, proving the functional majesty of their ancient engineering. When stepping onto those massive decks, one immediately senses the sheer ambition of the 15th century Ming navigators. The story of the lost fleet reminds us that grand human achievements can easily fade if not actively cherished and defended. Political shifts may burn documents and dismantle ships, but the truth of history has a quiet way of resurfacing. From buried stone steles to hidden family journals, the memory of Zheng He's voyages broke through centuries of silence. Admiral Zheng, he was not merely a military commander. He was a bridge between distant cultures and uncharted worlds. His fleets carried silk and medicine rather than conquest, establishing trade networks rooted in mutual prestige. Though political betrayals sealed his fleet in harbor, the legacy of his star navigators remains written in the stars. Whenever we look out at the vast blue horizon, we honor those who dared to sail into the unknown before us. The ocean carries memory in its tides, washing away empires while keeping the truth of their courage alive. No imperial decree could extinguish the flame of curiosity that inspired the great Star Fleet. And across 600 years, the echoes of Zheng He's megaships still whisper across the waters of Asia. Their forgotten secret is no longer a shadow, but a testament to what human vision can achieve. As sunrise breaks over the mouth of the Yangtze once more, the spirit of the treasure fleet sails forever into legend. For in the grand voyage of human history, true discovery is never lost. It simply awaits those brave enough to uncover it.